Hey guys, just wanted to make a quick video that hopefully helps you do your costing sheet that is required as part of your assignment. So if you were to go onto your Teams page, it'd be the same for the Year 11 class as well. You click over here and you go to the overview and go to item number 2, sheet metal, and then if you come down here, you'll find a detailed drawing for the project. So you're definitely going to need that for your costing, and you'll also find a costing sheet. There is a costing guide, which is just a general guide, which sort of tells you where to put the stuff, but and is very helpful. I'm just going to go through the first couple of things you're going to need for doing your sheet metal toolbox. So over here you're going to place the names of the parts. So if we just do the base as an example for this video, you'll be able to figure out the rest for all your other things. So with the base, so when we talk of sizes, we're always going to work in millimeters for our sizes, but we're also going to be working in lineal meters or square meters. So you're going to have to do a little bit of converting when it comes to figuring out these sizes from millimeters to meters. It might seem a little bit confusing, but hopefully if we work through one of the pieces here, it should work out. So what I've done here is I've put in the base, I've put in the size of it, so it's 470 by 450. The material is zinc anneal, and the overall amount required in lineal meters or square meters. So because this is a piece of sheet metal, we're going to figure out what it is in square meters. So if you take the measurement, so 470, well, 470 millimeters in meters, it's not a meter, it's just under half a meter, so it's going to be 0.470 multiplied by the width, which is 450 mils. So if we convert that back to meters, it's 0.45. So what that equals is, and I should change this right now, meters squared, so square meters. I'll figure out how to do the small 2 later on and show you that. But what it means is that this is 0.21 of a square meter. That's how many square meters you need for that one sheet. We then have a cost per lineal meter. So per square meter. So per square meter, if we had a full square meter, it cost us $10.41. We only have 0.21 of a square meter. So what happens is you multiply the cost of a full square meter by what you're actually going to use, so 0.21, and it equals $2.20. So $2.20 for your base. So you would then go through and you would work it out for your lids. So for your lids, if we go to the plan, if you download it, it's 442 by 134. So here you're going to put in your 442 by 134. So then you can then transfer those numbers over to here, convert them to meters, figure out how many square meters it is that you'll be using for the lids. Now, and then you've got your cost per square meter, so that's going to be the same down here because we're using the same material. Now, the only thing that does get a little bit confusing is you'll need to figure out the square meters for one lid, but there's actually 2 of them. So you'll then need to multiply that by 2. There's only one base, there's 2 sides, so you have to multiply that by 2, so your final cost. We've got handle saddles. We haven't made them in class yet, but we'll do that this week, and they're made out of zinc anneal as well. And if you go to the plan, you'll see this is them here. They're It's a small little offcut that we'll use, and they're only 30 by 55. So if they're 30 by 55, when we go to do our math here, it's going to be 0.03. We'll put a 0 there if it helps you with your maths. Make it look a bit more like your 30 mil that you've converted. And then it's going to be 0.055. And that's, you can chuck that into your calculator and figure out what that is. And that's how you figure out square meters for that. So you just need to make sure that you're not converting it into meters the incorrect way. And then you'll be able to transfer those costs. Now, when we look at the handles, we're using 6mm round bar. Because it's a round bar, we're going to figure out what it is in lineal meters. So underneath here, I've done some workings, and I'm doing the workings here to figure out the square meters. So basically this video, I've scaffolded the hell out of it for you, but you're going to use this video for all your other assignments, and you'll have to figure out the cost per sheet, and we're using different materials there. So it's just a matter of applying this working to different materials. So this was for our sheet. That's how I got my 10.4 square meters. I figured out the overall square meters was 2.88. Cost 30 bucks for a sheet. So 30 divided by 2.88 equals $10.41 per square meter. So sounds about right to me. We've got 6mm round bar. They come in a 6 meter length, so that's why I've got 6mm round bar multiplied by 6, so 6 meters, and they're $6 for one of those lengths. So $6 divided by 6 meters means it costs $1 a meter. So that's $1 per lineal meter. Okay, so if we come back up here, you see that LM, so lineal meter. So that's a lineal meter, just means a meter of that stock. Now, so we know it costs $1 per meter, and I've got the piano hinge there. We'll come back to that later, but if we go to this plan, which is here, there's also a cutting list. It makes it even easier for you. So I've got a handle, diameter 6 ms, so mild steel rod. Now, saying that we need 320 mil to create this shape. And that's going to be our handle there. So to create that shape, 320 mil long, so if I was to put that into my spreadsheet, here, fairly simple, handles, 320 millimeters long. I'm going to let you guys figure out the math. It's $1 a lineal meter, multiplied whatever that is in meters, will give you a final cost over here. And so here you're going to add your price, so $1, and away you go. So fairly simple stuff, guys. You're going to add on, so you get a subtotal from all those costs you get there. You're going to add on 10% wastage, hardware and incidentals. Now, there's no rivets involved in this job. Oh, there is actually for the piano hinge. Haven't really thought too much on the costing of that, so we might just leave that for now. We'll talk about it in class. And the surface finish. I might actually just pause the video and I'll get a price for you. Okay, so for your hardware and incidentals, look, if you really think about it, the rivets are costing about 2 cents per rivet, because you can buy them fairly cheap. And the other cost we need to factor in is our paint, if we have time in the term to paint it. So I'd be happy for you guys just to put in just $1 for rivets. That helps with our incidentals and that. And if you allow $2 for paint, and that should cover it well and truly. The main point of this exercise is for you guys to be working out lineal meters and square meters and figuring out that cost there. For your piano hinge, you're going to need to do the same thing here. I've left this one blank for you. So piano hinge gets bought in a 25 meter roll and it costs us $90. So use the same math that we've applied here to figure out how much it's going to cost per meter. You're then going to put that cost per lineal meter into this bracket here and use the plan to figure out how many lineal meters you'll require. So I have made a mistake there. You're actually going to need 2 piano hinges, one for each side, and use the plan to figure out the length. So it's not rocket science, but there's a few things that can stump you. You're going to need to have a plan that is found on Teams. On Teams, there's a parts list, piece of cake, and there is this guide as well that will help you if you're watching this video and you're not doing your toolbox, you're doing another job down the track that requires a costings sheet.